2-0 on yesterday's video. That makes a 12-2 run on YouTube. I've got multiple picks for you today. A parlay. I'm going to dive into some analysis. And then, of course, your favorite segment. I'm going to use the optimizer 100% free, might I add. And I'm going to show you a bunch of picks for tonight. First one I want to talk about is Damian Lillard and his points prop. The Bulls are currently the second best team in the NBA defending the paint, which is a good thing for this player prop. And I'll tell you why. Damian Lillard is bombing 9 3-point attempts from the outside per game, and he had 9 against the Bulls the last time they faced each other on November 12th. The issue back then was Dame was struggling to adjust to the Bucks system and playing alongside of Giannis. He wasn't shooting the ball well, and he went 1 for 9 in that game from outside. Fast forward to the last 2 weeks, and Damian Lillard is on fire, and he's burying shots from the outside, still averaging just about 9 threes per game, but he's had 27 points per game or higher in 6 of the last 7 games. So he continues to smash the over alongside Giannis now, and he gets those same Chicago Bulls, allowing the second most three-pointers made per game and the 6th highest three-point percentage in the NBA against them. So we've got Damian Lillard playing well alongside Giannis, bombing a bunch of three-point attempts per game. Now he's making them, faces the Bulls who are good in the paint, but are terrible against the three on the outside. And listen, if this line moves, you can grab the alternative prop, take his 3 points made, look at the 3.5, find the best odds, and take the over. Oh, golly, I was going to talk about Jalen Brunson. Apparently, it literally bumped a full point on PrizePicks as I was about to talk about him. But let me talk about this. You could take this line on Caesars right now at minus 121. Over 23 points. Over 23 points. Get it right. It's not 24. PrizePicks bumped, all right? So be careful. Just wanted to talk about Jalen Brunson more than anything. 13 of the last 16 point guards who have faced off against the Detroit Pistons have hit the over on their player prop market for points. That includes both starters and backups, which is just absolutely insane. It means the second unit guy can come out there and still dominate. Pistons are very good down low against the bigs because they have a plethora of bigs playing good defense, and their system plays that way. Jalen Brunson's going to score a lot of his points from mid-range to the outside. I think he thrives today. Ends up being the 14th out of 17th point guard who hits the over. One of my favorite parts of this is last game he had such a clunker. He only took 9 field goal attempts. He's hit the over in 7 of the last 8 games. Literally, that game was his one under at 23.5 points. He's averaging 18.6 field goal attempts per game. 18.6. And he only shot the ball 9 times last game. I expect him to go closer to his season-long average and hit the over at 23.5. All right, I need to show you this real quick. This is from the optimizer. I posted this the other night, and then we're going to get back to a parlay I have built for you. Then we're going to hop over to the optimizer. I still have so much more to do. But first, I actually forgot I wanted to do this at the top of the show. 3,600 views yesterday after 2,400 views the day before when my average is like 1,500 on this channel. I thank you so much for being here, hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel. And for those who leave me comments daily, I know some of you do it just to support me in the SEO game because I see it down below and it just says comment, 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 positive comment, thumbs up. I see you. I see your names daily, and I thank you. Honestly, I literally have like a mental list of those people who I know are just here to support me. So thank you so much. And if you're new to the channel, thanks for hitting the like button. And I'm happy that I'm 12-2 in my last 14 here. And I'm happy I've been able to line your pockets. I appreciate you just as much. So thank you very much. Let's continue. So I posted this several nights ago, and I was like, hey, y'all, there's some very good value here using the optimizer. And, you know, it's listed. It's an odds finder, optimizer, whatever you want to call it. Earlier in the week, we had Geno Smith passing attempts over 32.5 on FanDuel Sportsbook. Let me read this to you so you can kind of understand later when we go over to the actual optimizer and we start making picks for some of these DFS sites. I want you to be able to understand why. So, Geno Smith, I saw that the books had moved this line to 33.5 and were juicing the over. So we had Pinnacle at 33.5, minus 148 to the over. BetMGM, minus 130 to the over at 33.5. Caesars, same thing. DK, same thing. Meanwhile, FanDuel left it at 32.5, giving you a full value discount at minus 130 to the over. And that was a great opportunity to grab a line that has now moved all the way up to 34.5. This ends up being elite value, probably going to beat the closing line value here tremendously. You're probably going to be 2 full passing attempts lower than where the books finish. Tremendous grab. And that was purely just using the optimizer to compare lines. You're just line shopping. And ultimately, that is all I'm going to end up doing when I slide over to the optimizer today. And I'm trying to find you props for NFL and NBA. You could essentially look at it as like looking at an online shopping catalog, if that's even a thing. You're looking at different sports books, which are stores, and you're finding different items, which are the player props. And you're just comparing where is the best price for said item. And if you can make that mental connection, you'll start to find some discounts and you'll find the best way to use the odds finder. Now, I want to talk about this. This is a parlay I've cooked up for you tonight. This is a single game parlay on DraftKings. I looked it up on FanDuel Sportsbook. It was minus 126, so best odds are DK. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has hit the over in 13 of 16 games for points, and he's hit the over at 4+ assists in all 16 games. Thunder at home tonight, second leg of a back-to-back for both teams. Lakers are on the road in their second leg of a back-to-back. And I'm sorry, I'm just taking the young guns in OKC at home. They're minus 240 favorites in this game. I'm not entirely sure who we see showing up for the Lakers in the second leg of a back-to-back. I'm just not seeing an aggressive LeBron until he really, really needs to. And sometimes it's just too late into the ball game. If you look at his first half attempts, he's shooting the ball not very often in the first half of these basketball games. And he's really just showing up in the fourth quarter in close games. Does he do that tonight? Potentially, absolutely could happen on any given night. But I'm investing in the young superstar, the rising superstar of SGA, and I'm taking the Thunder to take home the W tonight, no matter who shows up for the road second leg of back-to-back aging Lakers roster. All right, remember, this optimizer is 100% free, myspari.com. And I'm going to be honest, not only has YouTube absolutely skyrocketed the people using this, we've had 5,500 visitors to the website. This is a very small site. I don't push it. I don't have articles written on this site. I don't have anybody promoting the site. It's just me, myself, and I telling people in Discord, hey, check out this optimizer, and YouTube, hey, check out the optimizer. So having 5,500 people in back-to-back days using this thing is absolutely wild. I appreciate you all, and I thank you for using it. It's been really fun to see. Keep using it. This thing's going to be absolutely glorious for your bankroll. Helps you find all the best values. It's not, and that's what I want you to take away here. This is, again, it's odds shopping. It's comparing values. It's not telling you the optimizer said to play these 5 plays. Nope. It's just showing you here are the 5 best values. You do what you want with that. I'm going to go over to Sleeper real quick because I want to identify a couple things here. Logan Thomas, early line. I like this already. Sportsbook's juicing it everywhere. Minus 130 in DK Sportsbook if you wanted to snag it. But I like it a lot over here on Sleeper Picks, over 3.5. He's hit the over, I believe, in 6 of the last 8 games. You know the Commanders are going to throw the ball 45 times against the Dolphins. They always chuck the ball 45 times. It's insane. Sam Howell's arm is going to just be absolute rubber at the end of the season. So I like that Logan Thomas early line, and I wanted to highlight it because all 6 sports books are juiced in the over, and you can snag that now. I think that's a great play. And here's one as well. So listen, you can use the optimizer to find individual plays on these sites. You could just leave it on Pick'em site and just kind of scroll through until you find plays you like. Or you can search the player name. If you want to look anybody up, you can just type in their name, Metcalf, and he'll pop up and you can look at all his player props. Same thing with the markets. You're like, yeah, well, Mitch, I absolutely love the passing touchdown market. Well, then you can snag the passing touchdown market and just research those markets alone. And you can grab all the plus EV plays like this one with Sam Howell under 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's totally up to you how you want to use it. I'm going to show you one way right now. I went to PrizePicks. I have the optimizer, yes, highest to lowest implied probability. And look at this line right here, what popped up. Yes, it's not going to be a good play for PrizePicks. The over 4.5 receptions was bumped to 5-0 on PrizePicks, but man, FanDuel giving you a nice value here. Every other book is minus 140 to minus 155 on Fliff for you Fliffer nutters. But check it out. I mean, Pinnacle, the sharpest book out there. Let me go ahead and zoom in for you. Pinnacle at minus 150 to the over at 4.5. And then you got FanDuel sitting here giving you a value play at minus 128. This is exactly how to use the optimizer, the odds finder, the odds shopper, whatever you want to call it. I don't care the name you give it. Just understand the value it holds for you. If you like the receptions prop today, that's the straight play. That's the straight pick. It's on FanDuel Sportsbook, gifting you these odds. If you're looking for prize picks and you just want a good plus EV play tonight, you're looking no further at this Seattle Seahawks Cowboys Thursday night football play. A 58.51% implied probability that under 3.5 tackles and assists occurs for the Dallas Cowboys cornerback. Listen, we got 4 sports books, so we got basically 4 different lines to shop. The best straight pick odds would be Caesar Sportsbook minus 133 to the under 3.5. I'm not touching any of these. If you want it, the play is on PrizePicks fixed price site, no odds included, but you get a locked in payout when you can use him and one other person at 3x. You don't get that on the sportsbook. So the value is actually on PrizePicks. Again, I'm not telling you to play them, not at all. I'm just showing you, hey, this is a value. Go to mysparry.com, click the optimizer and the odds finder in the top of the menu, and you guys can do it there. Now, another way to highlight value, just go to the select pick'em site instead of individual sites, and you can actually start to compare the DFS sites as well. And I really like to do this. I think you can find some interesting value. You know, there's always some interesting plays. Zach Moss to score a touchdown this weekend on Underdog. You can see it's juiced on virtually every single sportsbook. DK giving you fair odds if you want to take it as a straight pick. So there you go. There's a nice little sneak preview for Sunday's games. Colts, Zach Moss to score a tutty on Underdog Fantasy is in play, or take it as a straight pick on DK. The other books, way too juiced. Keep scrolling down and bang, look at this one. Tony Pollard on Underdog Fantasy again. I told you, this odds finder, the odds shopper, really good to use. The optimizer, however you want to call it. Great to use to compare all books at once. I love this view the most. Yes, I know. I understand. You have to scroll. Maybe you find that tedious. I do not. It's a scroll wheel on my mouse, or if I'm on my phone, I turn my phone on landscape, or I hit the little AA button and I zoom out so I can see all the things, or I go to the column visibility and I remove some of this stuff so that I can see exactly what I want. Tony Pollard to score a touchdown for the 3rd straight game. Look at the juice. Oh my goodness. Minus 134 on Penny, minus 145 on MGM, Caesars minus 145, FanDuel minus 155, DK minus 160, and then bang, there we go. We've got a touchdown prop on Underdog Fantasy. If you want it, that's a great spot to play it today. You don't want to touch it on the sports books, but it's a glorious, glorious pick. If you are using, let me put myself in a small window here so you can see it better. If you're using the Tony Pollard touchdown, the play is to roll on Underdog Fantasy. See me scrolling? They see me scrolling. They hating. Don't let me ever rap again. I have way too much coffee in my system. So Austin Eckler to score a touchdown. Do you go back to the well? I don't. I can't do it. I don't care what the odds tell me. I just can't do it anymore. He's hurt me too much this year. He's looking like he's running in quicksand this season. Legs are shot. I don't know, 28, 29 years old. He's got a bunch of 300 touch seasons. Just might be it for him in the scoring and the big play department. Or maybe he's running on an injured hammy or hip or something. I do not know, but I can't do it. I cannot invest anymore. It just keeps hurting my wallet. I can't do it anymore. Pinnacle says minus 117. I trust their odds the most. Some other books are juicing it. If you want it, the value is there on Underdog. I'm just highlighting value. I can't do it. I can't touch it. It ain't for me. All right. Oh, you want one? Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown on Underdog Fantasy. Look at the odds. Juiced everywhere but penny. I'm talking minus 160 on DK, minus 145 on FanDuel, minus 133 on Caesars, and minus 140 on MGM. This guy can score on any given touch, and he's getting 6 to 8 touches per game, basically. A lot of targets, downfield opportunities left and right. Give me Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown. I love this play on Underdog Fantasy. Love it. Love it. So I think that's a lock and load. It's going to get scrubbed. Not even there on PrizePicks. They're tired of offering it because he keeps scoring. So that's a really good play. There's the Logan Thomas play. Again, 58.08% implied probability that happens. These are all for NFL. I'm not even showing you NBA right now. You could go to this tool right now. Go to mysparry.com and you can start using it and finding all of these types of plays for yourself. You don't need to wait for my video daily. You could have done this overnight. In fact, doing this overnight is the best time to do it, my friends. That is when you find the most elite value. That is when you can get the best odds and the best plays, because not all the sharp people, not all the DFS and donuts are posting videos and highlighting them so that they get slammed by the sports bettors or a couple sharps or whales out there, and all of a sudden the line will adjust or be bumped or scrubbed from the DFS sites. And on these sports books like I was talking about with Jalen Brunson. I posted that in Discord a couple of hours ago, over 23.5 points. We got great odds. I'm looking on sports books now. It's actually moved everywhere. I didn't know that. I thought only PrizePicks bumped it. No. The line is now 24.5 on sportsbooks. I gave my Discord 23.5 line, which is phenomenal. We get great value. We're going to crush the closing line value if that continues to trend in that direction. And hopefully the rest of my picks do the same thing. And now you know why I'm on a 55-24 run. It has over a 70% hit rate, my friends. Unbelievable run right now. And it's not because I'm just a super sharp, amazing guy. Although some would say, my wife, no, she doesn't even say that, but I do. I'll talk about myself. I like me, myself, and I. And I'm scrolling down and, oh, there we go. We're starting to get in some plays. Kevon Looney to have a steal tonight. Draymond Green, under 2.5 turnovers. They both pop up in the optimizer. Oh, look at this play. Draymond Green, baby. PrizePicks and Underdog. Bump them down to 7-0. Look at the sports books. All 6 books juicing the under heavily. Look at Pinnacle, minus 167. Parlay play, just sitting there gifting you 7.5 assists. Slam the under on parlay play. Heck, you can even take that play, maybe potentially use the slider option, move it up to an 8-0 and take the under and just give yourself the most plus EV leg of a 2-pick parlay. Heck, you could grab Spencer Dinwiddie. Look at this. I don't understand this. So the books have this at 7.5. Yes, there's juice to the over. So Underdog moved it to 8. Parlay plays like, we're going to 8.5. Well, my friends, this is an incredible play. You take Spencer Dinwiddie under 8.5, Draymond Green under 7.5. Use the slider option on one of them. I don't care which one. Make yourself happy. Give yourself a half of value of comfort and a cushion, and you have the push factor if that ends up pushing. And the whole bet gets nullified if one of them pushes. And there you go. I think that's a great way to play on parlay play. You can use promo code Donuts. You can just click the logo there and get yourself a nice $100 deposit match, and free bets would be dropped right into your bankroll. So there's a great play. I actually love that a lot. Donovan Mitchell has hit the over in 9 of 13 games. I looked this one up earlier. I wanted to bet it, and then I saw the odds and said, nope, I don't like it anymore. That's a good play there in Sleeper. I already talked about the Logan Thomas play. I'm sure you can find some other plays using the optimizer to fill out some slips, fill out some entries, and some betting cards. Listen, I could do this all day legitimately because there are so many plays on the optimizer right now this morning that are a tremendous value because the NFL lines are just starting to drop for the weekend, which means value is plentiful. And if you had done this last night, I posted the link at like midnight. I'm like, yo, West Coasters, overnight degens, use the optimizer, find your best odds, find the best entries, and then bang away at all that value. I'm telling you, man, bookmark that page, mysparry.com, click the odds finder and use it around the clock. All this value I've shown you in this video, it ain't going to be value maybe in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. These are the things that end up getting bumped. They get scrubbed. They get removed. They will no longer be on these sites because they're too much value. And I think a lot of people recognize this. The game has changed a bit and people know how to odds shop. Use the odds shopper, mysparry.com. And heck, if you want the help, if you want my 55-24 premium picks run 72 hours ago, a 10x PrizePicks slip I posted. If you want stuff like that, well, there's like 8 to 10 other of me's inside my Discord with their own channels. You get all of it for $14.99. Grab that link in the pinned comment or description. It's $14.99 first month. I'll see you in the inside, my friends. Let's get paid.